Hello, this is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey guys, so today I am here with the Surface Pro Duo. I'm going to take it out of the box, give you my first impressions, and I'm very curious about this device. So it's $1,500, which many people, including myself, do believe it's a bit too expensive. 128 gigs of storage, 8 gigs of RAM, and of course you are getting this time the Snapdragon 888, so much better processor, even 5G, all that kind of stuff. But is it going to be better than any other phones in this price range for most people or all people? That is, I think, the most important question that we have to find out. So take that. And again, I never used the Surface Duo 1. So this is my first time seeing just how thin it is. It's definitely weighty. That's my first impression. Has a lot of weight to it. Go ahead. Try not to get fingerprints on here. Boom. And then you have paperwork and just USB, no plug. So just USB cable in here. So that's important to note. Okay, so this is the device itself. You know, I will say automatically, I see how shiny this is. Like this color would have been perfect here. Instead of the glass, put like a metal more or just a frosted glass finish on here. And I think that would have done a lot better. It is satisfying. That opening up is really satisfying. And I don't know if these are like 3x2. I'm very curious in the aspect ratio of these, but very curious to see how it goes. You know, as a social media person, I definitely am interested to see how this works with social media. Like, can I have TikTok and Instagram up at the same time, Twitter and YouTube up at the same time? Like, how can I really work with this? I am a huge multitasker. So that's one of the biggest things that I'm looking forward to. I'm such a multitasker. I always use split screen. So having two screens is a very interesting thing for me to check out. And then there is that camera bump, just so you can see how it exactly looks. And so we'll definitely be taking a look at those. And then we do have a selfie camera still here. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this up and then check it out and give you my first impressions. All right, guys, I have fully set it up, tested it out for 2 days, and I have to admit, surprisingly, I actually like the Surface Duo 2. I really like a lot of the features about it. Now, it does have issues. Mainly, I would agree with most people, I want a front screen. I want a front display. I know that might cause some issues, that might do some things, but I want to have a front display. But when I do open it up, and as you can see, I do have the bumper on here, I will say that I truly love a device like this. It really has a lot of highlights for me over other smartphones even, but I am still apprehensive because I don't think it's for everyone. Now, why does it work for me so well? Well, one thing, I actually go to an office, which is definitely different from most influencers, where I happen to use Outlook, Teams, and OneNote. So that right there is really different from most influencers that aren't really tied into Microsoft. Most of these people use iPhones and they do not use it often. Anything outside of that in terms of having everything working, collaborating, this is what I use for work. So that is very different, and that obviously works perfectly with here. But the other thing is I'm a true multitasker. I love to do two things at once. So when I say I use split screen on every single Android phone, every single smartphone I possibly can get my hands on, of course the iPhone 13, which can't, it really is something that I do every single time. So when I have the ability to save them and then just quickly go, let's go some comparison shopping, Amazon and Best Buy, side by side, easy to go. Let's see what prices are better, copy, paste. I love that. Not only that, but I love doing things at once. So I can watch a video and then research the best deals right now. These are things that I do very, very often, and I love bringing that out. It's really just so awesome. So I really do like things like this. Now, there are still glitches. Sometimes when I happen to hit these two, if I've had too many apps, it looks like in the RAM, it basically just freaks out and only will only have one on the side instead of having both. So this is something, again, that I really wish they would take a look at and fix. There have been 2 software updates since this has been released. So I got one right when I set it up and then another one just yesterday. So I understand that Microsoft hopefully is taking this more seriously, but you can only really blame them for the lack of software updates to truly make the first one better. Now, the one thing I will say that drives me crazy that Microsoft, you need to give an option to stop this, is swiping down and a search. I hate that. When I swipe down, I want my notifications, and I don't want to have to reach all the way to the top to do it. And the problem is that you can't actually put another launcher on here because the other launcher will not work perfectly with both screens. It'll either only end up on one or literally think that it's a big tablet, so it will be lost everything in the middle. So because of that, Microsoft really needs to step it up when it comes to their own launcher to make sure they're working at its top quality and top for everything else. There are more bug crashes, there are more issues than other devices, but if Microsoft can get through it, then it really does stand out as a lot going forward. Now, people will say, well, 1,500 isn't worth it. And I do agree to a certain thing because it seems so experimental. I would say that as a part 2, this still doesn't seem as polished as the Galaxy Fold 2, for instance. It seemed way better ahead in software, although they've had many more years on the mobile side than Microsoft. But that is one thing that, again, Microsoft needs to take seriously if they actually want to stay in this area, and they don't want to have this drop off to $900, $700 later on down the year because no one bought it. Also, I do have to add on to this, and that is the pen. The pen is a ripoff. I should not have to pay $130 plus another $35 just to get the charger separately. It's idiotic and it's just flat out greedy. Sell me the pen with the charger at $130, even if it has to be maybe $150, even though I still think that's overpriced for any pen. It really just isn't right to charge that much for this one. Give the pen for free, although Microsoft never usually does that unless it's the holidays kind of time where they give the keyboard for free with the Surface. It really needs to be kind of complimentary with it or do something, because I was really upset when I spent $130 and found out I could not use the pen with this phone because I needed to buy a separate charger. Why doesn't this charge it? That should have been done. I don't care if you have to make it a little bit thicker. I don't care, you can do things to make it better. And if it's not ready for prime time, then hold off. Those are the kind of things I think that why people get upset with this device. And again, this is coming from someone that have really enjoyed my time with it. I really just like scrolling 2 different things, 2 different apps simultaneously. It's great. I do think that they should have upped their RAM to, 12 more so than 8, just because of the fact that I feel you do need more RAM when doing 2 devices at the same time. And again, this is something that I do every single time. So overall though, my time has been really nice with it. I never use it in this kind of mode though, I will say. I just don't like that. I know that they made it easier to switch back and forth. That's great. But for me, it's just, I don't know, it's just not what I want. I really want to have 2 displays always there and always ready. And I really do like this. It's basically 2 phone screens very well, and they just work very well together when it does work. Like, I just love the ability to have 2 things side by side. It's just really a great experience, and you can scroll through them very easily and they work very well. So I do love a lot of this phone, but the software issues are there. Accessories for it are scarce. By the way, I did pick out the black one just because I don't like black a lot and I thought that really cool. But I would definitely either choose the white one or get, the sponsor that every other influencer has and put a skin on it. because it really is something that it's just so fingerprinty. I completely wiped it off before starting this video, and already it's getting some fingerprints, as you can see. So yeah, I just really hate how fingerprint prone it is. So I would recommend definitely either getting a skin for it or getting something to really make sure that you have that just a little bit better in terms of having the white, so it doesn't have fingerprints at all. But those are my thoughts when it comes to this. Overall, the Surface Duo, my first impressions of it are that I like that I've gotten 2 software updates already. I love the split screen. I don't like the bugs. I hate the downward search. Like, that literally drives me crazy. It's probably one feature that makes me want to stop using it. Like, that's how bad that is for me, because it's just something that I'm not used to, that it's just really bizarre that they would choose that. I want the ability to get rid of this entirely, but I can't. You know, there's certain things that, again, shows their age, that they're newer to the smartphone realm, but can it be good? Can it? Yes. And it's such a wow factor. I will say everyone that I've shown this to have been, wow, I can't imagine it, just it's so thin and everything like that. I like the flip back ability for the camera, that it's a wedge. I like that. I have no issue with it. I know other people are like, well, it doesn't go flat. I don't care. Like, those kind of things are the things that I will differ from a lot of influencers with. And again, especially the fact that I use Microsoft a lot in my day-to-day job really does make a difference. So would I recommend it right now? I have to see a little bit more polish. I have to see a little bit more updates. And again, I would have to see some kind of like trade-in value, something to get people to get it. Whereas Samsung and Apple, you know, will take phones for a huge trade-in value, so you don't have to pay $1,500. You end up paying more $800. You end up paying more $700, $900, whatever it would be. But you usually pay under $1,000 because you're trading in your old device. I really need to see that from Microsoft as well. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. What videos would you like to see on this device, and what more do you want me to see go against this device? Obviously, the Fold 3 is an easy comparison, which I think we will do that. Thank you as always for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Thank you so much again for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below. Also, follow us on social media at YouTube Tech Guy. And check out some more great tech videos on your screen right now.